yes on what you're looking for. I watch people get stuck in Frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. The greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
Extraordinary role player today. Dun dun dun. I don't know. I don't see her just yet. I might be playing two roles. I'm not entirely sure. But
all right. So we will see. We'll chat about that. So I was going to drop in, but I think that I just heard that she was in the process of going from hello to yes in an extraordinary conversation. So yes, let's hit this thing on Fun Friday with these amazing and fine folks.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to The Real Raw, where we unpack influence as a superpower. Sean, our first contestant is Alexandra Perry. She's the CEO of Ethics Advisors, the professor of ethics leadership studies at Marietta College, and is also a board member of the Bioethics Network of Ohio. She's the author of 5 books, including most recently Ethical Leadership. During 2017 and 18, she was the Fitzgerald Executive in Residence at Marietta College, editor of an ethics book series with Cambridge Scholars Press. Her vision to change the culture of healthcare so that it's more ethical and value-centered by supporting healthcare providers as they face complex moral decisions. Alex is passionate about rural healthcare and her desire to continue to make a difference by walking alongside patients and families in some of the most challenging times of their lives. Alexandra Perry.
Alex, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to The Real Raw. Your fun fact today, Alex.
Fun fact. So I have a giant dog, and his name is Bear, and we named him because he's often confused with a bear when we take him out on walks.
That is awesome. And I have the unique privilege of knowing Alex and her dad, Bob Perry, who has built and constructed enormous things at the law firm side of my world.
The Bob Perry?
This is the sales sorceress is here. You were busy going from hello to yes, it sounds like, weren't you?
I might have been a little busy.
Yes.
But the Bob Perry, I've heard all about you, Alex. I remember meeting your dad, and he spoke so highly of you. It's such an honor to meet you.
Right?
Oh, thank you. He promises he's watching right now, so
That's
sure
amazing. Hi, Bob.
We love
Your
you,
dad
Bob
is
Perry.
amazing.
Super grateful.
Yes.
Bob Perry helped launch our medical revenue recovery division, which is approaching, are you ready for this? $500 million in recovery for medical providers from insurance companies. So it was, and you know where, Bella, do you know where we met, Bob Perry and I?
I don't remember the story. No.
In the very same training and development program that we run now at Unblinded. It was originally called Cali Coaching and Training back in the day, and Bob was in that program, successfully went through it, and we ended up coming together and launching Calgula.
That's amazing. And then he put up with you for how long?
Very funny, Paula Rita. He put up with me to this day because he went into retirement and he's back again, and we love him to no end. So he is extraordinary.
So he must like you a little bit too.
Yes, just a little bit. So I love him. So Alex, it is an honor and privilege to have you here. Alex is like literally one of the smartest humans walking the face of the earth, period. And Alex, how old were you when you got your PhD, your doctorate?
I was 25.
Yes. Wow. Like, that's ridiculous. So you're amazing. Thank you, Alex, for being here.
Thank you.
Yes, love it. So, and I would have had a joke that might be a little bit like early for the nation, but it was like a month from now. What I might have said was something to do with ethical leadership and Alex's perspective on like the goings on in the nation. But I'll leave that for like a little bit later because I don't want to like deal with any upset political dynamics. So. And by the way, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, just to be clear. I'm for like truth and acceleration in the world. Yes. So Bella, we have another guest.
Yes, Bella.
I'm sorry, Dina. We have another guest.
Okay.
My bad.
That's Okay, we do.
give another guess.
We do, absolutely. And it's Mr. Brian Moskowitz. He was born and raised in the capital of the world. Where do you think that is, Sean?
Long Beach Island, New Jersey?
Close. That is the Sean Callagy capital of the world.
Yes.
His capital of the world is Brooklyn, New York. He lives in Florida. Right? So he's in Florida. He's been practicing law for 25 plus years, and he just quit practicing for not the first or the second, but he quit for the third time. And he owned a recruiting business for almost 20 years when he first moved to Florida after 9/11. A few months ago, Brian returned to legal recruiting and founded the Kenzak Group. His focus, his focus is on placing life sciences attorneys whose clients are pharma, biotech, and med tech companies. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, Brian. Pleasure to have you here.
Hey, Sean.
What an interesting niche that you've carved out in the world, my friend. How did this journey get to life sciences, legal placement, giant companies? How'd that all work out?
So with my legal background, it was just a natural fit to go into legal recruiting. And as you know, there's so many different practice areas and niches you can go into. Almost went into cybersecurity, but it's follow the money, right? Where's the money going? Where's the investment going? It's going into pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies, medical device companies. I will get political for a second. The new administration probably going to have some more regulatory activity out there, which means there'll be more regulatory legal work that needs to be done, which fits right into the bailiwick of life science attorneys.
Yes, and our role player today, she's a big fan of rules. She loves rules and structure, so that would make her happy, right, Bella?
Rules.
Did you do some ayahuasca before this? What is wrong with? Are you drunk?
All right, Brian. Thank you so much for being here. And Brian, what's
Rules are only made to be broken. That is the only reason there are rules.
Which is why I left the practice of law.
By the way, Brian, did you ever represent Bella?
3 times.
So
I did not.
Yeah. So Brian, how about a fun fact, my friend?
So it's a fun fact, but I guess this crowd may know about it. So I build fires, right? I travel the world. I've been on the Tony Robbins fire team for 15 years. My kids and I have traveled to over 25 events building fires for him throughout the country. I've been to Singapore doing it. So that's the fun fact.
I did not know this. That's extraordinary, Brian. Thank you for all the lives that you stepped into and worked and transformed. And I may have been on a line that you created, and my kids may have been on a line you created. So thank you for all these lives you touched, Brian.
My pleasure. And the kids is the most important part.
Yeah. No, thank
Absolutely.
you. Awesome.
Well, I was going to say, you might have high-fived Brian a time or two, because I certainly have. High-fived, had a few hugs with Brian out in the Tony Robbins world. Yeah.
Awesome, Brian. Love it. This is extraordinary. So Gina, we got some judges for Alex and Brian.
We got some judges. Vanessa Mazzella is the Senior Project Data Manager for Syneos Health. She's worked as an emergency medical technician for years. Thank you. She now leads clinical trials and provides staff development in data management. Her passion is mentoring and training, as well as she is the go-to person for others on the job. She wants people to be comfortable, knowledgeable in doing their job, and she wants to provide them with the tools and resources needed to accomplish this. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa, how are you? It's Vanessa?
You're muted,
You're
Vanessa.
muted.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Vanessa, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Hey, what's your fun fact for today?
Oh God, I was thinking about that. When's the last time I had fun?
What? You need to start hanging out with Gina and Bella, Vanessa. They have a lot of
I
fun.
need to go move to Ohio with Alex.
Where are you? Where are
I'm
you in the world?
I'm in New Jersey.
You know, 2 of us here are in New Jersey, right, Sean? We have
Yes.
some fun.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? Ask Gina her Bruce Springsteen story. That's fun. No, so Vanessa, yeah.
Sean, you're just jealous of my Bruce Springsteen story. That's what it is.
Gina, I would have kissed Bruce Springsteen too. So let's be clear. So
I
So,
haven't been lucky enough to bump into him here. I've heard stories.
so Vanessa, where are you from in New Jersey?
Right now I'm in Ridgewood.
Oh my goodness, you're like the Ridgewood Maroons, like not far away. So I'm
Yeah.
actually in Riverville, New Jersey. We're like
Oh.
10, 15 minutes apart.
Yeah, you're like
So-
literally right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vanessa, come on. What is your fun fact? Something we would expect to know about you, something that you're like shockingly embarrassed by or not. So what is it?
Let me see. I don't know. What do I like? I love yoga, but I haven't done it in like 2 years.
How about your fun fact is why you're not having any fun? What's going on?
Well, I have a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old.
Vanessa, I'm coming to pick you up tonight. We're gonna go find somewhere to have some fun.
Take me away.
And she likes mini skirts and red heels. So just watch out.
That is very
Oh,
true.
man.
So what's the most like fun thing that your children, you have boy, girl, like what are the
Two
children?
boys. Mhm.
2 boys. And what's the most fun thing the boys have done like in the last month?
Oh gosh, they just stay up. It's not funny how they stay up, but they just babble to each other at night. It's the funniest thing. Like once one goes down, the other one gets louder, and then the other one goes down, the other one gets louder. They just go back and forth all night. It's just funny to watch. Like I've taken video of this. They're so close.
Well, that is fun. Congratulations on all that's happening in that space. Thank you for being here today, Vanessa.
Sorry guys, I'm a little boring over here, mom at home.
There's no boringness. No boringness. So Gina, who else we got?
All right, we have Dr. Brian Carlisle. He's a practicing physician board certified in family medicine, geriatric medicine, as well as hospice and palliative care. He's also the medical director of a large hospice center in Central Ohio and has a background in business, obtaining his MBA from Ohio State University. Welcome, Dr. Carlisle.
Glad to be here.
Hey, Dr. Carlisle, thanks for being here today. And how about a fun fact, sir?
I'm like Vanessa. I've been boring recently and have not been having a lot of fun, but my wife and I are expecting our second child here in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, well,
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, that is awesome. And so we have to like juice up the fun factor for our judges. So
Yes,
Bella,
we do.
we got to make a plan of like fun. It's Fun Friday. But so Dr. Carlisle, thank you so much for being here. Gina, who else we got?
We have Matt Rogers. He's the Assistant General Counsel with Geisinger Health in Pennsylvania and has been practicing law for 18 years. His passion and mission in life is to be able to support his frontline colleagues as they continue to fight this crazy pandemic. Welcome, Matt Rogers.
Thanks, Gina.
Hey, Matt, thanks for being here.
Sure.
What exciting and fun in the world of general counselness, Matt?
Well, I wanted to start with my fun fact, Sean, because I had the advantage of going last, so I had the most time to think about it. But my fun fact is myself and members of my family are direct descendants of Johnny Appleseed.
Get the heck.
Wow.
That
Yes.
is so cool.
And that's the only cool thing about my family.
That is amazing. And
Yeah.
for those that may not be quite as familiar with Johnny Appleseed as maybe we were just a decade or two ago, as stories, start to morph in our folklore.
Yep.
Like Johnny Appleseed is a real person, correct?
Absolutely. Jonathan Chapman was his name, and I think he's like my third uncle 16 times removed or something. But we are
Wow.
descendants of the Chapmans, so.
Yes. And what was Johnny Appleseed up to in the world?
Well, he was an environmentalist primarily, but he literally would go around and plant apple seeds as what he felt like he was called by God to do it, really. But he felt like he was giving back to the earth, and that by growing apple trees, it was feeding the wildlife throughout the Midwest of the United States. And he traveled miles and miles and miles. And was more not, I mean, he's famous for planting the trees, but what he was really doing was trying to spread the word of environmentalism at an early stage in this country, and made a name for himself. So.
Listen,
That is very cool.
extraordinary, Matt. And you know what's an odd coincidence? I wonder if Bella is related to Johnny Appleseed too, because she loves plants also. So what a coincidence. It's amazing. Bella, are you related to Johnny Appleseed?
I could
She
be.
might be.
Amazing.
You'll have to check it out.
Yeah, so Gina, let's hit it with the sales sorceress.
Well, she began her entrepreneurialism when she was selling crafts at 8 years old on her front lawn. Yes, 8 years old. And then she became the a little bit later, she became the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, building a multiple 7-figure real estate company, that's when she became the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. So that's amazing. And she places more women salespeople than anyone else in the country at Align Sales, where she is the CEO. This is the sales sorceress, Bella Verita.
Bella, what's up? How are you?
I am pretty extraordinary.
You are quite extraordinary, yes. And your fun fact for today, Bella.
Well, I mean, I have many fun facts, and I could go with like I've walked on fire, and I've like built fires in the backyards of your beach house. But I think my funnest fact for Fun Friday is that I have a very hot date with a younger man that's about 42 years younger than me. And I think we're gonna play with like baseballs and like foam balls and like Nemos. And I'm pretty excited about this.
That is awesome. Congratulations on that, Bella. That is beautiful and amazing and extraordinary. And you are coming from where today, Bella?
I am in Houston today and having some time with my nephew, who's got to be like the cutest baby on the planet, I just must say. So he's pretty damn cute. And then I'm going to head to Florida tomorrow.
Wonderful, amazing, and extraordinary. So, Bella Verita, Gina, I am super grateful. And yeah.
Sean, what about you? I mean,
forget about me.
Forget about you. I mean, you're on TV, on national TV these days. You speak on Tony's stages. You did something that only 2 lawyers out of 1.2 million in America have ever done, and won the top national 100 jury verdict. And you're the only one that's blind. Am I close on those kind of amazing things?
Something like that. Yes, thank you.
And I mean, this hotbed of talent that you've created, that we've brought together here today, is going to be off the charts. So that's it. So thank you.
No, Gina, thank you. You're amazing. Tell Bruce I said hello. And thank you so much for being here today. That is absolutely amazing. By the way,
you were just jealous. It came to me this morning. I'm like,
I am jealous. I do want to kiss Bruce Springsteen. What is your favorite Bruce song, Gina?
You will one day. You know what it is? It's She's the One. That's my favorite. I love that song.
Well, is that not ironic, Gina, and coincidental? Both. So extraordinary.
Really?
Have an amazing day. We love you. And what's your fun fact, Gina, before you head out?
Gosh, one of my most favorite fun facts of the past 2 years is that I got to dance on Tony Robbins' stages several times. I got to meet Brian Moskowitz there, and that is like, I just want to do it again. I'm dying to do that again. So we need to make that happen.
Well, love it. Have an amazing day, and thank you so much, Gina.
Bye, everybody. Have fun. Thank you.
Gina.
My fun fact is that twice bringing up the name of Tony Robbins within 1 month in the last quarter of last year, I jumped out of airplanes, waking up that morning, having no idea I was going to be doing it. And one of them was with Bella Verita. So that is my fun fact for today, Bella.
That it was pretty fun.
Yes. So Bella, who's going first?
Well, I think because I really like Alex's dad, and I think she's got to be pretty awesome, we're going to have to start with Brian today.
Brian, Bella could be anybody that you want her to be. She could be like herself. She could be an ideal avatar. She could be a specific person. Any of those things. Who would you like Bella to be, Brian? Going from hello to yes with her.
So Bella, you can be yourself as long as yourself is a life sciences attorney working for a firm.
Yes, Bella, you are a life sciences attorney working for a law firm, correct?
Life sciences attorney. Okay. What does a life science attorney mean? Can you give me a couple little things I might be able to talk about?
Yes. So your clients are the companies making the vaccine, are the companies making medical devices, heart implants. They're creating neural implants in the brain, right? So anyone in a pharmaceutical company, a medical device company, biotech company, so Amgen, Johnson & Johnson.
Okay.
So I'll make it easy for you. You're in business, right?
Yeah.
I'll make you a corporate attorney, right? So all you're doing is the paperwork. So company A wants my
Oh, I love
company
paperwork.
B,
Paperwork's my
you're doing
favorite thing in the whole wide world.
or you want to be a trial attorney. You seem to be more like a trial attorney.
Oh yeah, I definitely like fighting with people.
All right,
I like
so now
winning.
All right, so now you're.
I
winning.
might could outwin Sean in some top 100 national jury verdicts.
All right,
I'm
so now
not having got a day in law school ever, not even opening a law book. But you know, I know how to go to Hello ODS.
That means you have an advantage.
Yeah, even being more than a trial attorney, Bella is a big fan of getting neural implants. So Bella, are you ready to like have some neural?
I'm ready for neural implants. This sounds fun. Okay, Brian.
Brian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, take us in. So, by the way, everybody, 6 minutes. You'll be interrupted about 3 minutes in, and we'll have like a second round. It's one continuous 6-minute conversation, though, with a brief interruption about the ODS. It doesn't have to be a sale. It doesn't have to be a final agreement. It could be, or it could just be a setup for a longer meeting. So, Hello ODS, integrously, not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room. It's about opening, listening, creating rapport, heart-to-heart connection. Brian, please take us in, my friend.
Okay. Hey, Bella, it's Brian Moskowitz. I practiced law for over 20 years, and now I place life science attorneys in law firms. I know it's a cold call. No, you haven't spoken before. I want to respect your time. You have about 3 minutes?
I have a couple minutes. Yeah.
All right.
Well, what is this about?
I'm a recruiter, right? So
Okay.
I read your bio. I see you head up the regulatory litigation department at the Cali law firm. You've been there about 5 years now, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. You happy there?
I mean, I'm definitely happy there. My boss, Sean, is pretty amazing.
Wow. Tell me what's so great about the firm.
I think the greatest thing about the firm is the leadership. It's not run like any other law firm that I've ever been a part of, or that I know anybody else that's a part of. You know, the leadership really cares. They not only care about us personally, they care about us professionally. You know, we get coached on how to grow. And I think the biggest thing is like, we have fun. The Christmas parties are amazing. The trips to Grand Cayman are off the charts. Like it's incredible. And I don't know any other law firm that takes their whole entire company to Grand Cayman and throws Christmas parties with snow falling from the sky and midgets and reindeers. So
I'm going to second that. I mean, I talk to dozens of attorneys all day, every day, and I haven't heard of any firm in my 20 years of practicing and my years of recruiting that does that. So kudos to you.
And that's all true, by the way.
I believe you. I believe you, right? So again, there is that one firm. So let me ask you this then. I saw there was a posting that your firm had out there for a litigation associate, a fifth-year associate, to join your firm. You know, in this new political environment with the Biden administration, you know, there's going to be a lot more regulation. I just finished up a search. I came across a few attorneys who might be a good fit for you. So is this something your firm is actually looking for? Is that just an old post that you had up there?
No, we're definitely actively learning, actively hiring. You know, we're looking for someone who knows about brain transplants and vaccines and, you know, all of these things.
Okay. So let me ask, what steps have you taken so far, you know, to find that person?
Really, we've put up a couple of job postings, and that's about it. We've gotten so many applicants that I don't even know, you know, what to do with.
Yeah. So again, I hear that all the time. You know, there's people out there just bombarding job sites, putting their resumes up there. And what you're finding is the people who are actively looking, you know, not the A players who would seek an opportunity like yours.
Yeah.
So if it works for you, I like to set up a specific date and time.
Well, I'd like to find out more information, Brian. One of the midgets from our Christmas party is at the door, and I need to go and talk to him real quick, and then I will be right back in a couple minutes.
All right, help him reach the doorknob. So I'll speak to you in a minute.
Okay.
Brian, how is that for you?
It was literally my first cold call ever. I just started this business last month, and I just, you know, as I said before we started, just had surgery on my Achilles tendon, so I haven't done anything yet. So starting Monday, this is my first phone call, and it is scary stuff, right? I had in my mind where I was going, and it didn't go there.
Yeah. Brian, so much to talk about, brother. I have so much respect, and there's amazing synergies. So yes, we'll get to round 2 and we'll drop in a little bit on some things. So thank you for that. Bella, you are absolutely hysterical. So thank you for you being hysterical and being Bella. Alex, are you ready?
I am, yeah.
Who would you like Bella to be?
So Bella, I'd love for you to be an ICU medical director, and I'd love for us to be talking in person after maybe a statewide meeting or something like that, but in the context of the current pandemic.
Fantastic. I feel so smart today. I am an attorney and now a doctor. This is fantastic. I love the Real Raw.
This is amazing. So Alex, please take us in.
Hey Bella, it's so good to see you. Hey, I'd love to hear about how the past couple of months have been for you. I know it's been sort of a tough year.
It has definitely been a very challenging year, especially here in the ICU with, so many, COVID cases coming in. And, I think the most heartbreaking has been, a lot of these folks that come in are, parents of children and so it has definitely been, it has definitely been challenging.
And how do you feel like your staff are dealing with that? Has resilience been okay, or are you dealing with a lot of burnout?
Oh, I would say like burnout, heartbreak. I mean, here in the ICU, we're used to, not being able to save everyone. But I think so many with, under the same circumstances, it really, becomes challenging. Because I think, a lot with the ICU is, I think we work in the ICU because there's variety and, there's always different things coming in. And so like kind of the brain is stimulated a little bit, but, with so much other things shut down, it's the same cases over and over and over again. And so I think it, just, gets monotonous for, the doctors here in ICU, and they're here to save lives and they're very happy with doing what they're doing, but they are definitely exhausted.
And when you get those complex cases that are kind of exhausting for your team, so the cases where you don't have enough ICU beds and you're waiting to admit people, or you have those challenging family dynamics, especially without visitors being allowed in the hospital, what kind of support system does your team have in place in the hospital?
We do our best to, support the staff, if they need time off, or they need, a rest day, that they know that they have the ability to ask for that. We've worked with some other agencies to help cover when people need time off. And I'd say, and we encourage them to, also talk to someone, have some, on the psychiatric level, we definitely encourage, them to talk to people, talk to each other, but, that's really about it right now.
Do you have access to an ethics committee or to ethics consultation?
No, I would love to find out more about this. I've got to run and see a patient real quick, but if you'll give me a couple of minutes, I'll be right back.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alex, how'd that feel for you?
It felt pretty good. I thought Bella was pretty kind about not pushing back. I think an ICU physician otherwise might be a little bit faster and not give me as much of their time. So I felt good about it.
Bella, you are a very nice ICU physician. How good of you.
That's great. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, so let's go with, please. Matt, we're going to go 30 seconds of feedback, please. 15 seconds on what worked, 15 seconds will be optimized. Perhaps we could start with Brian and then a score of a score on a scale of 1 to 10. So Matt, what do you have, sir?
All right. So I'm actually going to, I thought they both did something very well, and they did it similarly, which was when you guys started the call or started the conversation, you asked about, if I'm the customer, you asked about me, how are things going for me? What am I interested in? What are my needs? And then you did a good job of steering the conversation toward, what the client was looking for and what you knew, because you know what you have to offer. So I thought that was really good. But just, I have 5 seconds left, but getting to the point maybe a little bit quicker, because those conversations are going to go fast.
Nice. And your score is?
I think in 10 being the best, right?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
Okay, I'd probably give them both an 8.
Nice.
Solid 8.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend.
Yep.
And let's drop in next with Dr. Carlisle. And again, we have Dr. Carlisle 30 seconds for each participant. So starting with Brian, Dr. Carlisle, what do you have?
I think you both did really well overall. Cold calling is hard and approaching someone out of the blue is difficult. And I thought you both did a really good job of asking open-ended questions and then responding to what Bella was saying and sort of leading her where you want her to go and where you were wanting to steer the conversation to. I think having confidence in these scenarios can be tough. So that would be my maybe constructive feedback, is just to really focus on that confidence piece. And yeah, I would say 7s all around.
Nice. Well, thank you, Dr. Carlisle. And Vanessa, what do you got for Brian?
Sorry. So I think the conversations have to go quicker with recruiters because a lot of people do get calls, at least in my industry, the pharmaceutical industry, we get a lot of recruiter calls, and definitely has to go faster, maybe even push more what you have that's better or what you're offering, because yeah, like Bella, she started talking about midgets and reindeers and what's great about her company. Like, but I think you want to push more what's good about your company and why you're trying to, sell your stuff, I guess. Oh, sorry.
And your score is?
8.
Awesome.
And for Alex?
8. Oh, but I didn't get feedback for Alex. I'm
No,
sorry.
you get to give feedback for 30 seconds.
Okay, no. Sorry, I'm a little slow here.
Don't worry, Sean, I got this.
Thank you, Bella.
I thought the presentation was great, very personable, was able to kind of get Bella talking and comfortable in her approach. So I think that worked for what she's offering. I think that's it, sorry. I gave it 8 too.
Nice. All right, Bella, let me ask you a question. You're pretty good, quite extraordinary, I think, at going from hello to yes. I heard you did a remarkable job without getting into specifics coming into this call today. How did you feel that call went?
It went extraordinary, very heart-centered. Listening was exploded open, and curiosity was created.
Amazing. So thank you for being extraordinary, Bella Verita.
Yeah.
Yeah. My level 5 listening is like, yeah, whatever. What's going on? Come on now.
It's very true. It's very accurate.
That you're extraordinary?
Yes. I'm being humble, Sean. I'm being humble.
Where did that come from? All right. Alex is ready for round 2. Alex, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Please take us in.
Hey, Alex, I'm back, but I only have a couple minutes. So can you make this quick?
Sure, absolutely. And I hope your patient's doing well.
Yeah.
I wonder, is it okay to share a little bit about the company that I run and the services we offer to hospitals?
Yeah, that line sounds like you took some courses at Unblinded, but sure.
Absolutely. So, so you said that you don't have access to an ethics committee, and I certainly don't want to sell you on services. And I know that, you're not necessarily the person making those decisions, but I wanted to see if it might be if we might have something to offer that your ICU could benefit from.
What do you think that they could benefit? Like, what is it that you think that they could benefit? How?
Yeah, so what we do is, as a company, we come in and we do ethics consultation on a contract basis. We are contracted by the hospital. We then give our clients 24/7 access to ethics consultation that's typically virtual based, though we offer some on-site services as well. And so for your staff, that would mean they'd have 24/7 access to kind of an extra layer of moral support or a sounding board for ethical decisions when you have a patient case that really feels like it needs that extra layer of ethics support. And so we focus on everything from figuring out who the appropriate decision maker is for a patient who maybe doesn't have a clear decision maker or who is unrepresented, all the way to walking through end of life decision making, setting goals there, and helping the physicians through those more difficult cases as well. Is that something that sounds like it would be interesting to your team?
I definitely think so. I definitely think it would be helpful, definitely during these times.
Wonderful, wonderful. I wonder, is there somebody at your hospital that you might be able to connect me with so that I could see if it might be a good fit, or if there's ways that we might be able to support each other?
Yeah, if you'll just leave me your name and phone number, and I will definitely get you in contact with the right person.
That sounds great. And would you be able to tell me who that person is so that I'm able to follow up?
Yeah, her name is, actually it's Sean Callaghy. You'll want to speak to Sean Callaghy.
That sounds great. Thank you so much. And I know you said you don't have more time, or you don't have much time. Do you have any questions for me that I could help to answer?
I would say, just when you come to meet with a team is, definitely just have in mind, how the team here could benefit, and, we'll be all open ears.
That's absolutely helpful. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex.
Right. Alex, excellent job. Your tonal variance, your congruence, really outstanding. And particularly because you did not grow up with a sales and influence background. Is that fair?
That's very fair, yes.
Yeah, just absolutely outstanding job, really. How'd it feel for you?
Thank you. It felt pretty good. I think I tripped up a little bit, but Bella was very helpful, so I think it felt pretty good.
Yeah, but your energetic transference, your variance, is strong, truly. And we've done this more than 400 times since COVID began. We're pushing north of 450, and see a lot of folks. But really, terrific job, especially in the area that you're working in. Creating these connections with physicians, opening, listening, really outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Brian, are you ready? Because Bella is back. You could always check on how the midget's doing, and we're ready.
I am ready.
All right.
Hi, Brian,
Bella.
I'm back.
Okay, how's our midget? Was he able to open the door?
Yes, they're doing great. They love working for our Christmas party every single year. So they were coming back, making sure that they were getting to come back this year. So it was, we were happy to deliver the news that they would definitely be back.
Great. So I just want to ask you a question about that. Since you are looking for an attorney and culture is big, and I don't know many attorneys who would be used to having midgets at Christmas parties, right? So I guess the question for you is, what's that background of the attorney who succeeded at the Callaghy law firm? Because it seems unique to me.
Yeah, I would say, we look for people who are not typical attorneys. Mr. Callaghy would not consider himself a typical attorney. He wouldn't even define himself as an attorney first and foremost. And so I think that is most important is that, because a lot of attorneys can be very egocentric. And that type of person would definitely not fit in here. We definitely look for more heart-centered, people who really want to, get the job done, but have a heart, and they're willing to, go the extra mile to be of service to the client. So, because I would say it's about service first. And the reason we throw the Christmas parties that we do is, because we are a family here, and we give back to our attorneys as much as they give to our clients.
Wow, pretty impressive. Do attorneys leave your firm? I mean, it sounds pretty unique.
No, they would be ridiculous to.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
we gave one of our attorneys $1 million bonus. They don't leave.
So let me ask you that. If you're giving out $1 million bonus, what is the compensation you're offering? Because lots of law firms out there right now looking for this same life sciences attorney, right? So you have your culture, which is unique. What's the compensation you're going to pay them?
I would say, the compensation is negotiable depending on the talent. Okay. That is always, I will invest in talent. But I've only got about 30 seconds left. So can you tell me a little bit about, what it is that you need or want?
So what you would need then is for us to set an appointment to get the specifics, right? How many years background, what schools, what trial experience, to find out exactly what you're looking for, so I can then go out into the market and find that person for you and deliver them to you. That would be the next step.
Got it. So you'll deliver them like a box of pizza?
Yeah, you call up, you take a number, and then we'll have them delivered whenever you want it.
Fantastic.
It's I'll look forward to this
conversation.
More. It's actually a little bit more than that, but I get it. We'll work through it together.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Brian, would that be with like pepperoni or meatball? Like, what's the scoop?
I'm the one ordering the pizza. Why don't I get to choose the toppings?
Okay,
what do you want, Bella?
I like margarita pizza with lots of basil.
Done.
I'm not sharing it with Sean because he doesn't like green things on his pizza.
You just got to sign the fee agreement first, then I'll get the pizza over there.
How did I do, Sean, representing Caligari Law?
Absolutely tremendous. Of course. Like, would we have it any other way? So yes, wonderful. And I think Brian did a fantastic job as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just heart-centered, fantastic.
I would hire him to find our next attorney.
Yes.
I think I just got myself hired at Caligari Law.
Hold on. If you're giving $1 million bonus, I could be persuaded to go back to the practice of law. So not going back.
I don't know. I hear Caligari Law is pretty cool to practice law.
And he is in Boca right down the road. So that's another conversation.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah, lots to talk about. So how about this for fun, Brian? Would it be okay if I stepped in to your shoes as you, and perhaps you were somebody that I was cold calling at a law firm?
That would work. You have my permission.
Thank you. All right, let's play with this for a second. Bella, are you ready for this?
I'm ready, Sean, but like Brian knows his stuff, so don't screw this up.
All right, I will try not to screw this up. I'm sure I will. Okay, so ring, ring.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, is John there?
Hey, yeah, this is John.
Hey, John. My name is Brian. Do you have like a minute to talk?
I'm working on a tight deadline. I can give you a minute. Go.
Yeah, thank you. So obviously you are like, this is a cold call, which it is. But what I want to talk about is potentially in service of you. So what is the key dynamic is this. I am a recruiter. You get a zillion calls from recruiters. I just simply want to know, are you thrilled where you are? And if you're thrilled where you are, I would only have one additional question. I'll get out of your hair. Are you thrilled?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. Because you know what, John? Nobody ever is. And the work that I do in this world is matching people to like the place they want to be. Why is it different? Right? Why is it different? Because I think heart-centeredness can exist in the law, and creating cultural fits of like heart-centeredness, not built on billable hours only, is critical. And I get we're in life sciences, and I get we're talking big pharma, not all the things, but is it worth talking for like 2 more minutes, or John, you got to go?
Worth talking for 2 more hours.
All right. Awesome. What's resonating for you?
Being thrilled where I am, being heart-centered. The practice of law, I have not experienced it being heart-centered.
Yeah, understood in extraordinary ways. So what I look to do, and this is my commitment, I'm a small practice, I'm new in the world of recruiting, but I've been an attorney for 2 decades. And what brought me into this space is a desire to impact people's lives in a beautiful way. I spent a long time in personal development in addition to my time as an attorney. And I've realized that our mindset is a critical piece of the puzzle. So not only do I talk to attorneys, I also talk to and work with firms about their culture, their mindset, and the expansion of matching attorneys to firms that are open-minded about how they approach things. In fact, one of the people that we've worked with, their entire firm has like crazy parties, does all sorts of like really super fun things. They have mechanical reindeer. It snows inside. I'm not promising you find that for you, but I just want to know who you're talking to. How does that resonate?
It resonates. Where can I send my resume?
Yeah. So just listen, send it over to me. And in the final 20 seconds we have, tell me this. What would cause you to be thrilled, but like not ridiculous, but thrilled in terms of compensation? I would get the culture part, the compensation part. Like, where do you want to be that would really not only blow your mind with culture, but also compensation?
Again, it's going to tie into the billable hour requirements, things of that sort. But we're looking at a base to start of 500,000, and then origination fees, working fees, and bonuses based upon value add clients I bring in.
Awesome. So listen, thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate you. Before we hang up, anything else I can answer for you?
Where you've been the past 20 years of my life.
Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to build a relationship for life. Like from here for life, having you thrilled and be an incredible referral source and testimonial, because I help impact your life in a positive way. Sound fair?
Sounds fair, Sean. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Brian, how did that feel for you?
So really good and totally different. Before I had done my role play, the mindset was, and I think Matt had mentioned it, when cold calling attorneys and when I got calls at recruiters, it's boom, boom, boom. Literally you are working on deadlines and having to meet clients and file briefs and prepare for trial. So to shift to the heart center, which is more building rapport, building a relationship before they hang up on you, right? That was the initial challenge I had, but listening to you masterfully work through it, I learned a lot.
Thank you, brother. And real quick, also matching and mirroring right up front. Like it's like, hello, it's like, got a minute, like go. It's like bang, like right into immediate speed mode of communicating, because what you're doing, everybody, when you're calling somebody you don't know, whether it's for an ecosystem merging relationship, AKA strategic alliance, direct client appointment, potentially recruiting, whatever it is, they are immediately like cold caller, and you have to get to level set by being congruently unique. So congruent uniqueness equals level set for a conversation. So it's like the pivot from cold caller, hang up, because I'm literally gonna die if I stay on this line, because we still have our primal nervous system that says if I waste my resources, and one of my most precious resources is time, I will die. So we have to get out of that mode, because it's not only like cold caller, it's like somebody who's gonna take my life into level set conversation. That's for everybody. Make sense, Brian?
Makes absolute sense, Sean.
Yeah, awesome. Bella, how'd that feel for you?
It was beautiful, Sean.
Well, thank you. Alex, making some sense?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Let's get to the judges and what they have for Brian and Alex from that round. We're going to reverse it up. Vanessa, what did you have? 30 seconds of feedback for Alex and a score from 1 to 10.
Like she's very engaging. Like you said, I don't know if it's her tone, but something draws you in, and you want to see what she's offering, and find out more about her products, what she's offering, which I know is not a product, but kind of is, right? It's a whole package. So yeah, I didn't have any negatives, so to speak. Like I was intrigued when she was talking to see what was going on there, and I would give her a 9.
Nice. Excellent. And for Brian, please.
He's let's see. He definitely listens to the client and what they're offering. I felt like I learned a little bit more about Bella and her company, and I wanted to hear more from Brian as well. And I would give him an 8.
Excellent. Well, Vanessa, thank you for being here, all the way from Ridgewood, New Jersey, and really appreciate it. How was the Real Raw today for you?
It was good. And also, just in fairness, Brian, it's hard to get past the midgets and reindeers. Like once you hear that, I started cracking up. So
Vanessa, you're gonna
go with the flow.
Like COVID will be over. It'll be December, and you're all
Yes.
invited. So will you come to the Christmas party, Vanessa?
Yes, I'm going to that Christmas party. I want to work for that company. I'm all for it.
That happens to be Caligula, which is one of my companies. So yes, so extraordinary. Thank you for that, Vanessa. And again, how was today on the Real Raw for you?
It's interesting. I liked it. I didn't know what to expect coming in, but I can see this being very beneficial.
Yeah, well, thank you. Awesome. Dr. Carlisle, thank you for being here again. And how was your day been so far in the Real Raw, Dr. Carlisle?
It's been good. I've been doing home visits here for the morning. So I came right from there to here, and yeah, it was good.
Appreciate it. So how about, what do you have for Alex?
So I think Alex has clearly been around ICU physicians who can be pretty brisk and are typically busy. I liked how you brought it back like I hope your patient's doing well, and then you continued on. I thought you had some tenacity when the ICU doc just said, yeah, give me your card and I'll get you in contact. You sort of persisted. I think that's good. And for that client, they would respond to that. So I would give you a 9.
Nice. And for Brian?
Brian, I thought you did really well. She threw you for a loop with the little person, but you really did great job of weaving that into the conversation and relating it to the company culture. And I could tell you were genuinely interested and believed in your business, and that really showed through. So I give you an 8.
Nice, excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Carlisle, again for being here. Matt, what do you have for Alex?
Yes, sir. So Alex, I thought that, one of the things that just it stuck in my mind because I was trying to pay real close attention to the details because I thought that's the way it'd be helpful. But when you made a comment about when you were getting to the part where you were going to say, okay, here's what I can do for you. You said, well, my company can do this. And I feel like healthcare, even though a lot of patients don't realize it is such a relationship type business, I don't want to hear what your company can do. I want to hear what you can do because you are the person I'm face to face with. So I don't want to feel like I have to go through a bunch of people behind you. But that was the good thing you did was you stayed on getting the right contact for who you need, the next person you need to speak to, and didn't let her get away without giving you a name.
Excellent. And your
I would give you another solid 8. I thought it was really well. It's a tough environment to be in with ICU physicians. I know that, so I thought you did great under the circumstances.
Beautiful. And for Brian.
So Brian, I'm going to echo what the other 2 judges said. Like you did a great job. Plugging for information. You're trying to get what she's interested in, what she's looking for, because I'm sure you got a list of recruits that you think can fill that hole for her if she just explains to you what she's looking for. I did feel like though. You could have been a little bit more confident in your ability to fill that need for her. At the end of the call, I didn't really get a sense from you that like, I've got someone, just give me a little more information. If you tell me what compensation you're looking for, I've got the recruit for you. So, and I would give you a 9. I thought you did a really good job just staying persistent and getting as much information as you could, as quickly as you could.
Matt, thank you for the richness of that and awesome job. And how is the Real Raw for you today?
It was great. If nothing else, it's just great to practice this stuff because in day-to-day living, you never get a chance to practice. Like sometimes the first client call you make or the first sales pitch you give is the one that that's real, like with a real potential client. So I think it's just great to practice if nothing else.
Yes. Awesome. Let's go. Brian, how is the Real Raw for you today? And thank you so much for being here, man.
Which Brian?
Well, he's referring to you because he's called Dr. Carlisle. Dr. Carlisle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, blown away, grateful I was given the opportunity to be here, especially for my first phone call. I mean, the magic I saw happening here, the heart-centeredness and everyone giving back and giving their time. And I just learned so much in this past hour. Just say, hey, it's a cold call. Get that out of the way, right? And in the first 3 to 5 seconds is gonna be a game changer. So I truly appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Really appreciate it. And Alex, how is today for you? Thank you again so much, and wonderful job as well.
It's been great. It was really, really helpful. I'm very comfortable speaking as a teacher, and I do a lot of teaching, and so speaking is not necessarily uncomfortable to me. But this is a very different dynamic, and so having the ability to practice it was helpful, and the feedback was phenomenal.
Well, Alex, thanks so much. Appreciate you, your entire family, and everything that you all have added to my life. So thank you so much.
So Alex, I have a question. I want to know, is there any stories where your dad came home and went, oh my God, Sean Callaghy?
Sean has pulled him out of retirement. I don't know how many times now. I've lost count. So he has definitely never had a negative thing to say or a crazy story, but he certainly has not retired yet, and I don't see him retiring anytime soon. So Sean must be pretty good to him.
Well, thank you. But may I lean in and share an embarrassing fun fact story? So because we're real and raw and transparent, Bella.
Let's do this. It's Fun Friday. Let's hear a fun story.
Okay.
Because we're actually like, I have time. We're actually not running late. I think this is a new record that we are not running late on the Real Raw. You actually got here before me, that has never happened.
Thank you. So it is 2008. It is February. And the one and only Bob Perry, as we are rocketing, growing. I had built and sold a law firm. 6 months out of law school, I started my own law firm on a credit card, $100,000 in debt. I had no idea about business, anything. Quit my job at a major law firm. And people are like, you're crazy. This is impossible. Studying the work of Tony Robbins, Jay Abraham, and other amazing people like that. So, and Tony.
Quick pause.
Yeah.
I just heard from the Unblinded team that Bob Perry is actually here and we could bring him on if you would like.
Yes, let's bring Bob Perry on.
Okay, that is a yes. All right.
Okay, so before trips to Grand Cayman, right, because I had sold my first law firm in 2003. I built a coaching training company. Bob was a client in that company. By the way, Bob, how are you?
You're on mute, Bob.
Big kick out of this whole thing. It's been really phenomenal to see this whole group. And every time I tune into one of these things, I learn so much. But this has been especially special for reasons I'm sure you're well aware. So this is a real treat. Thanks for bringing me on.
Well, thank you. So, Bob, so grateful. I call Bob he calls himself my Dutch uncle. Hello, Dutch uncle. So, yes. So Bob comes aboard and we had an incredibly interesting beginning. Believe it or not, Bella, I was so late for my first appointment with Bob. And actually, I think I was supposed to speak somewhere and I was late, that Bob actually left.
Why would that a believe it or not? There's not really or not part about that. It's just like, oh, it's a believe.
Yes, it's super upset, like in the dynamic. So, but it all works out. He becomes a client. Things are wonderful with, Alex's, mom and Bob as well. Jane, incredible woman. So, and then Bob's like, hey, like I'll help out and we'll do something. I'm kind of going to retire. But of course that doesn't happen. So Bob was going to be retiring and moving to Florida. Like, I don't know, this is 2006, but is that right, Bob? 2006?
07. Yeah.
Okay. So in 07. So a year later, we're rocking Caligula, like we're building this whole thing and we're having some fun. And I decide, Bella and everybody, that it would be a terrific idea, precursor to Grand Cayman, that I would take everybody skiing. And so we're going to go, we're going to ski, we're going to have like a night, like overnight. I'm going to rent condos and take the entire team to a place to go skiing, right? Bob was unable to make this excursion. And I don't know, like somebody decides, but for all on here, I am definitely not a big drinker. Like in my life, I probably have like 2 drinks a year, but I don't know. We decided
unless
this
you're
night,
hanging out with Bella Verita.
Yes, that may be true. So we go and it's going to be just a crazy night. So all of a sudden people are like playing quarters and drinking games and shots are happening. And somebody,
Bob, are you doing shots?
No, Bob is not.
Oh, Bob's not there. Okay.
I was there.
He's not there. So somebody may or may not have gotten like sick in somebody's purse and somebody like put their hand in it and gotten upset. It was like a Gucci pocketbook, like mayhem is ensuing, right? There's videos of this. There may or may not have been like people getting a massage by the fireplace on video. So Bob, there's like 40 people, like mayhem. So Bob, Bella, does not think that this is at all a good idea.
No.
And I know he's not going to think this is at all a good idea. So I am so uneasy to hear like what Bob is thinking about this the next day. And of course, everybody like stayed up all night. Everybody goes like skiing and snow tubing the next day. And we'll pause. Bob, what did you first hear about this event? And like, what was when did you become aware of the mayhem?
My impression was that you had surrounded yourself with some pretty interesting people, and you have ever since. I'm going to take that, and if you don't mind, I'll segue it into the conversation that we had outside the doctor's office when you and I made a kind of a co-visit to a prospective healthcare provider that we wanted to do some work for.
Yes.
And by then I'd had the opportunity, again, with every intention of relocating to Florida and retiring and doing whatever, I don't know what, and not hanging around New Jersey. But I saw the opportunity in this thing. I saw the upside of it. And we got outside in the parking lot afterwards, and we got to talking about what Sean was doing in the business coaching. And he was doing wonderful things. But I had to question maybe why he wouldn't focus a bit more on this side of his opportunity and the way that he might want to think about going about it. I can't tell you about all the idiosyncrasies of some of the characters that Sean had surrounded himself with at the time. I would love to, but maybe over the top and embarrassing for my Dutch nephew.
Bob, you can feel free. Like, this is the Real Raw. So whatever you want to share, feel free.
Oh man! Well, we had one guy who was a bodybuilder who took a semi-nude picture of himself and began to post it in every cubicle in his office, favoring the ladies. And some of these ladies are 40, 50, 60 years old, and it's the last thing they want to see. And he had the bisexual Buddhist that refused to allow, and that's fine. You know, I'm not getting into the whole thing, but refused to allow anyone to swat a fly in the office because somehow or other that really distorted the karma of the universe. And I could go on from there, but I said, Sean, respectfully, I have to say, you are offering so much that people are starting to look at you like a dog looks at a drumstick. And you've got to give some more thought as to what they're doing for you. Respectfully, you got to start surrounding yourself with better people.
Mm.
And I was very direct about that because you deserve it, but you're only going to get what you insist upon.
Mm.
Look at the people he surrounded himself with today. And I'm not saying it's because of that conversation or anything else. It's just a testimony to how important it is to understand that you're never going to go any further than the people that want the best for you, that are willing to mirror and match, as you would say, and contribute on the level that you're contributing to them. There's got to be a lot of give and take, and it has to be genuine and heartfelt and consistent and for all the right reasons. And boy, Sean, my friend, what you have done in these years is beyond remarkable. I mean, it's the stuff of books. And I'm not at all surprised that where you've taken this thing now. So it's nice to be back in your life in an active role, but it's especially nice to see your development continuing and what you're doing for all these people. And I say that with sincerity. I am thrilled and humbled to have been part of your journey.
This has been an unplanned moment. Bob is the first inductee into the Caligula Hall of Fame. None of this happens without Bob Perry. Like, nothing that is happening today happens without you, Bob. There's others, but it does not happen without you. And that is factual, and I could not be more grateful. And that conversation we had a profound impact on my life. And it was the beginning of creating better boundaries. And, I love people and I want to give. And I still make plenty of mistakes, but I am immensely, immensely grateful for you. And just for anybody, since we're this far in the conversation, we met in the original coaching and training program, right? And that's where I met Bella, as a part of that. So just for the world out there, what it would be your perspective on if somebody's like, I like all these coaching and training programs, what would you tell them about the Unblinded program that you took 16 years ago?
Well, I think probably the biggest distinction for me is that where it starts and where it ends are really the same place, which is, what can I do for you? It is so outer directed, and there's just not enough of that in this world, and particularly in the business world. I interviewed other business coaches before I saw Sean, and in spite of the fact that he was late for our meeting, I could not go with this guy because I thought I had all the answers and I didn't even know the questions. And he was direct enough and smart enough to confront me with that in a way that's totally earned my confidence and trust. So I think probably, with the certainty and the wanting the best for me. And you prove that. Listen, we have 1,000 stories I can go into. We don't have the time. But at the end of the day, everything stems from leadership. and what you provided in our very first meeting, you've been consistent with for the last 15 years. So I would say you want to hire a business coach or a business service of some kind, hire the man first, and everything else will follow.
Well, thank you, Bob. And that includes you, because the impact, the grace, the professionalism, the love, the discipline that you bring is absolutely extraordinary. And yeah, so thank you for being here today. And thank you for the amazing daughter that you have being here, Alex, and her genius, and all you guys. It has been a remarkable and wonderful day. So thank you, Bob. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having that talk with him, because I will agree, he definitely surrounds himself with much better people now.
If you don't say so yourself.
If I don't say so myself.
So Bella Verita, final.
Well, I would say first off, in the final is, Bob, I appreciate, you coming on. I remember my first conversation with you in LBI and how you spoke about your daughter and how proud you are of her. Just really showed me who you are. And the fact of a man with like your caliber, your heart would continue to come out of retirement to support Sean in so many ways is absolutely extraordinary. So just thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on and saying hello. And it's magical and amazing to see you again. And I just wanted you to know that you really touched my heart that day.
Thank you. But I mean, look at her. Look what I have to work with. I can't screw this up.
Yeah. She's
impossible.
pretty amazing.
Thank you very much.
And I would echo, what you said is, I've been in the staffing industry for coaches and consultants for the past couple of years, and there's no one like Sean. There's no one, that cares like he does. There's no one that accelerates business like he does, that, can think out of the box and create massive accelerated results at such a rapid pace. And so if that's something that you're interested in, great. Someone from the team was going to reach out anyway to see what your experience was on the Real Raw. We invite you to come in on Monday nights, come and see what is the Real Raw, what is Unblinded, get to know our community a little bit. It's not a, sign up for a program. We want you to come and see what it is that we're all about. What does it actually feel like here? What are the, who is Sean Callaghy? Come and get to know that first by coming to a Monday night event, by, speaking with, one of our strategists, and then, go from there, make a decision from there. And if not, if this is, the end of the road, we love you. And we're so grateful for each one of you that just take your time to be here for the last hour and 10 minutes to contribute to each other's lives. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Bella, you're amazing. And for all of us, influence truly is a superpower. And the differential in our ability to create influence is just mind-numbing. It is not small, it is mind-numbing. And that's what I've studied for 23 years and have achieved. Haven't just learned it, I've done it on the biggest stages in the world, breaking sales records, including for Tony Robbins, in the courtroom, as Gina said, being one of only 2 attorneys to have 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 16. And yes, the only one that was blind. And that's not because I was born that way. It's because I learned how to do it masterfully. And that's what I want to share with the world, because in a capitalist structure, our ability to create business and scale it is what determines our free time and the impacts that we can create financially, for sure. So that's what's at stake. That's what's here. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And Bella Verita, we are all blind
and just learning to see.
Yeah.